The ocean never rests, yet this map shows a way through. Today, we follow that hidden line. This is the giant that makes it possible. One machine, one mission, cutting forward under pressure. Down on the seabed, the scan confirms the path. Markers steady, protection ready, everything aligned. Storm, rock, heat, and pressure. This tunnel beat it all. Now, let's start our journey. Storm clouds hang low over New York Harbor. This is where America's biggest ships pass. Every day, no stopping. A white ferry slices through rough Boston water, pushing forward like it has a schedule no storm can break. On the windy San Francisco cliffs, she looks out and imagines a path under the waves. Faster, safer, unstoppable. Long ago, Americans dreamed of traveling beneath the sea, lit by lantern glow, turning impossible into a plan. Early tunnel crews stood in chalk dust and darkness, proud and exhausted, building progress with pure grit. Then the sea fought back. Water explodes through stone, the tunnel floods, and the dream disappears into black. In Washington, leaders seal a bold agreement. 2 sides, 1 vision, 1 tunnel to connect the future. A red line draws across the Hudson corridor, revealing 3 tubes, 2 for trains, 1 for safety and service. In Newark, she shows the rock that matters. Water rolls off it, proving this layer can hold back the sea. The seabed is layered like a puzzle. 1 strong band to carve through. Danger above, sticky clay below. Stray too high, and water rushes in. Stray too low, and the machine bogs down. Precision is everything. Off Virginia Beach, engineers drilled deep cores from the sea, searching for the safest path to build. A controlled blast reshapes the coast, carving space for the tunnel's launch. Planned power, not chaos. Near San Diego, reclaimed land grows outward, forming a clean platform where the project can breathe. In Seattle, a giant concrete shaft drops into the earth, ready to swallow machines and make history. Near Los Angeles, a colossal TBM module rides the ocean like cargo from the future. In Detroit, the factory hums. Giant machines take shape piece by piece, built to dig through the unknown. The cutter head rises like a golden sun, steel teeth ready to chew stone beneath the sea. She touches the cold metal and smiles. This isn't a prop, it's the bite of progress. Underground, the head spins, rock pours back, and concrete rings lock in, 1 perfect circle at a time. Robotic arm swings a massive segment into place, sealing the tunnel tighter with every click. Open mode is faster in dry ground. Sealed mode holds pressure where water wants to win. Mud, sweat, and grit cover his face, but his eyes say the same thing. Keep going. She wipes steam from the machine and says it plainly. Inside here, heat reaches 50 degrees. You race through the service tunnel, lights strobing overhead, the world turning into a fast white blur. Shotcrete sprays the roof, coating raw stone and armor, turning fragile ground into a stable shell. In the dark, she finds a wet patch. Small signs that the seam never stops testing you. A crack spits water hard, and the crew answers instantly. Drill, inject, seal, and hold the line. Alarms flash as water rises, but the team stays calm. Move gear, protect roots, control the danger. A red laser cuts through mist, drawing a straight promise down the tunnel's heart. She checks the theodolite. Numbers shift, then settle, and the path stays true. Inside the TBM, a gyroscope spins like a compass, keeping the machine locked on course. Hands steady on the controls. Green screens glow. Tiny corrections now prevent big disasters later. Wagons loaded with spoil roll out fast, hauling the tunnel's progress to the surface. Near Seattle, pale rock reshapes the shoreline, turning excavation into new land and new space. Inside the rail tube, a giant gantry glides forward, installing systems with smooth, heavy precision. The cutaway shows the difference clearly. 1 small service tube and 2 wide rail tunnels beside it. Track goes down piece by piece, measured twice, tightened once, built to run straight forever. The counter drops towards 0. The room goes quiet. This is the moment everyone waits for. The drill breaks through, light bursts in, dust blasts out, and the 2 sides finally meet. Through a small opening, 2 workers clasp hands. and the tunnel becomes one shared victory. The wall opens wider, and cheers fill the space. WAP flags wave. Relief hits like air. She points upward and says it. Every risk, every night, every delay, it paid off. Then TBM descends into a deep shaft, sealed away like a buried monument to the work. A brass plaque catches the flashlight, proof that a giant machine rests here forever. Sparks fly as the TBM is cut apart carefully, lifted out piece by piece, and hauled home. Time speeds up as the empty tube transforms, pipes, cables, walkways, turning concrete into a living system. Ventilation fans spin hard, pushing fresh air where humans and machines must survive. She taps the control panel, airflow, pressure, sensors, everything must balance perfectly all the time. Thick black cables unroll like giant ropes, clipped neatly into place for power and control. A maintenance train installs overhead equipment with quiet accuracy, building the tunnel's electric spine. A robotic welder fuses rail to rail, sparks bright, and the seam cools smooth and strong. She looks up and warns calmly, high voltage lives above and it demands respect. A heavy exit sign goes up above a blast-proof door. Safe routes are built, not hoped for. A train pushes air like a moving wall, and relief ducts open to keep pressure under control. Red fire pipes stretch into the distance, ready to fight heat, smoke, and the worst days. A big valve turns, the gauge rises, and the safety system comes alive with pressure. Emergency lights click on bright, turning fear into visibility, turning darkness into direction. The first test run rolls forward slowly, passing work engines like a salute to the builders. Engineers wire the box with steady hands, testing circuits until every reading is clean. A chart climbs fast, costs rise, plans stretch, and the tunnel demands more than anyone expected. From above, the terminal spreads wide, rails, platforms, and concrete designed for a moving city. She walks through silent toll lanes and says it. This place was built like a city for cars. Cars drive into the shuttle, parking in a bright corridor that feels like a moving garage. Inside the wagon, she relaxes with coffee, proof that the hardest work becomes normal travel. At the ribbon line, leaders open the route, and the crowd cheers for a new era. The train glides through the welcome banner, and the tunnel officially becomes a working reality. Smoke pours near the portal, sirens flash, and responders hold the line without panic. The animation shows the escape plan working. People move safely into the clean service tunnel. She stands near the damaged carriage and says it clearly. Systems worked, and lives stayed protected. A modern train crosses open country under blue sky, showing the journey doesn't end underground. She walks down a bright corridor, turns back, and invites you forward. Next generation is here. Sunrise. The New York portal glows, and engineers study the route like a final promise. Steel rings sit stacked in Newark, shining clean, each one a future piece of the tunnel's body. In Philadelphia, gaskets are tested and flexed, small parts that decide whether water stays out. In Boston, a sensor sinks in a tank, and pressure numbers climb like ocean depth. A clear cutaway shows pressure pushing inward, and the lining resisting evenly, calm and strong. Barges align off Long Island, carrying rings in perfect order, like a floating assembly line. In the launch chamber, the TBM waits centered, ready to bite, ready to build, ready to move. The cutter head turns, stone breaks, and the tunnel begins to exist 1 meter at a time. Spoil pours into sealed containers, clean handling, clean logistics, no chaos. She points to the rock mix changing. Each texture tells where the machine is digging. Band and warning glows fade when alignment returns. Grout mixes smooth and steady, feeding hoses that will seal weak ground before it fails. A technician connects the hose, pressure rises, and the wet patch dries into stability. Outside under the sea, ROV lights scan the route, watching the world above the tunnel. In Manhattan, progress screens tick down, every meter earned, every problem tracked. The segment counter jumps by 1, and the control room smiles at another clean milestone. A segment arrives, lifts, rotates, locks, precision so perfect It looks effortless. Bolts tighten to exact torque, and the ring becomes a sealed circle that won't forgive mistakes. Water drains through a managed channel, pumps steady and green, keeping the tunnel calm and dry. In Jersey City rain, portal lights reflect on wet pavement. Night shift begins without hesitation. Inside, LEDs stretch into the distance, and the tunnel feels endless. Bright and alive. A tag scans, a green check appears, every segment is traceable, every piece accounted for. In Pittsburgh, molten steel pours glowing hot, becoming the strength that will hold back the sea. Robots stack fresh rebar as steam rises, raw power shaped into clean order. In Cleveland, molds open and perfect segments emerge, smooth and bright like finished sculpture. A vibration table hums, bubbles vanish, and the surface becomes flawless under strict control. Rows of segments cure in warm humidity, sensors watching every detail like a heartbeat monitor. A laser scan maps the segment in blue grids, millimeter accuracy, no excuses. Frames lock and straps tighten, built to protect each segment through every mile of travel. In Baltimore, cranes load sealed containers and tunnel parts with choreographed precision. Inside the service tube, lights dim, backups glow instantly, proof the tunnel plans ahead. Jacket reads low smoke, and hands confirm the markings like a checklist of safety. A cross-passage door opens, closes, seals, then the indicator turns green, calm, and ready. A speaker test tone echoes cleanly, and the crew nods. Communication is alive underground. Ventilation hums steady, and a paper strip flutters, showing airflow moving the right way. A camera pans, the monitor stays sharp, watching everything, all the time. In the pump room, pipes shine, water flows controlled, and green lights say it's stable. Thermal imaging shows even temperatures, and a hotspot disappears after one clean adjustment. Crew paints reflective markings bright and straight, guiding vehicles like a runway inside stone. Rail fasteners click into place, tight and clean, turning track into a locked path. Behind safety glass, transformers sit steady, blue lights glowing like a quiet engine room. A slow test train rolls over a weld with no shake, no noise, smooth success. She points at the diagram. 2 rail tubes, 1 service tube, built for speed and safety together. Above the seabed, marine life drifts calmly, and a faint route overlay shows the tunnel's path. The portal exterior is polished, shining like new, ready for the world to arrive. A full-length systems check pulses green down the entire route, section by section. Perfect. At the press event, applause rises, quiet pride for a massive job done right. Cars line up smoothly, signs clear, people calm. This is infrastructure made for everyday life. Inside the shuttle, lights glow bright, doors close softly, and the ride feels secure. She walks past emergency niches, pointing to green status lights, safety built into every step. The camera glides toward the bright exit, and the message lands, the future moves underwater. Thank you for coming with us through the world's longest underwater tunnel. See you on the next journey.